Hey Ricardo, how you doing? So yeah, I'm looking at this and I can see that you've got the foliage here that you've assembled for the timeline, and I think that's interesting. I think that could represent growth, and growth could represent the work of Rigoberto. It could be a little confusing though, in that it seems like using this graphic right here kind of indicates that she's more along the lines of some sort of organic sustainability or something like that. I'm concerned about sending the wrong message, since she was a human rights activist, a feminist human rights activist. I'm not sure if this is the best representation. It might send mixed signals. Let me know what you think there. Um, the type itself is really lacking contrast. It's very, very difficult to read. This almost looks like a bold typeface you're using here. I would do not recommend setting body copy in bold. And my recommendation is to go back to week 4 and take a look at those 21 rules of type. I'm sorry, the 18 rules of type. Remember that discussion? And really go through the course announcements and take a look at all of the video tutorials. I mean, I go through a lot in there. So let's just take a quick look here of what I'll be looking for in your final. The brags need to be adjusted. In any case where there's numerals, we're looking for old style numerals or um, reduction in size. And again, this is all covered in the video tutorials. So we would want to adjust the numbers accordingly. Adjust your rags. I think a drop cap here would be a pretty interesting way to start things out. I think it's interesting how you use the leading line of the image to go right to the text and to the timeline. I think that's interesting. Back to typography, I don't recommend, if you can turn off your hyphens, it probably will save you a lot of headaches. I think there's a lot of hyphens. I'm counting at least 8 or so. So we want to be careful with your use of hyphens. Um, let's see what else we have. Adjusted rags, use of small caps where appropriate. For example, right there, that should be set in small caps. If small caps are not available in your typeface, again, reduce scale accordingly and appropriately. Use of proper use of M dash, N dash, and dash. Correct use of italics. There's some areas here that could be italicized. Optimal character count. Use of superscript where appropriate. And then hanging punctuation where appropriate. Also, you've got things like this. This is just N. There's an N right here. I'm not real sure what that indicates. Other than that, so those are just some of the things. Those I'm going to be checking those. I'm also going to be checking the 18 rules of type back from week 4. So you want to, I think it was week 4. You remember that discussion. So you definitely want to get in there and take a look at those. Other than that, I think it's a good start, but there's not much more I can comment on, seeing that the timeline is incomplete. So as soon as you're done, just go ahead and repost. I'll be glad to make further recommendations. Okay, great. Thank you very much.